Alright, let's ignore my really bad hair today and talk about something I think should have died down a long time ago but still isn't and bugs me to no end. So, we're gonna talk about the phrase die cis scum. Now, I don't know if you are aware of my position on this, but I hate this phrase with a burning passion. Like, if you use it, my opinion, if I had a high opinion of you, it's gonna go way, way down. If I didn't, if I hated you to begin with, then, it's kind of one of the things that adds to my shit list on why I probably hate you. Now, I hate this phrase for the simple, for the simple thing that it's violent rhetoric. It's, you know, you say, oh, I don't mean it that way. I don't want to, but no, it's a joke. It's but it's violent rhetoric. There are some people who actually think this way. If you see on Tumblr, these people actually think this way, and the only comfort I have in this is that for the most part, these people are just still on Tumblr or on the internet and not actually in the real world, because that shit is fucked up. If you think anyone should die because of their disagreements with you, or if you wish death upon someone because you don't like them, well, that kind of makes you a terrible person. I hear the arguments people throwing back that, oh, it's only for cis scum, it's only for scummy cis people. So then why can't we say things like die trans scum? I mean, we're only talking about the shitty trans people. We're not talking about all trans people, just the ones who are shitty or blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying this because no, people. Everyone always keeps thinking if someone who hates the phrase "die cis scum" is like kissing up to cis people or whatever. But no, I hate it. I don't care. I don't care if. How do I put this? I'm just really so pissed off about this. If you don't want to do it for the cis people whose feelings get hurt, I don't do it because, oh, you're hurting cis people's feelings. I'm doing it because I'm not against it because you might be hurting cis people's feelings and whatever. But I'm against it because it's just fucking stupid and wrong. For you to wish death upon someone is wrong. I don't care. You're grouping a whole bunch of people and telling them that they ought die for being what they are. This that just doesn't make any sense. And to the people say, well, it doesn't have the same weight as transphobia or whatever because it's not institutionalized. So what? Yeah, okay, I agree with you completely. It doesn't have the same weight as transphobia. It's less. It might not be as like. It's most likely not as likely to happen. But so doesn't make it right. Makes it less wrong. Maybe it might make it less likely, less harmful. Sure, yes, it's less harmful. I agree. I'm not contesting that. But that doesn't make it right. It doesn't make you right to use it. It doesn't make it okay. It just makes it less wrong, I guess. Because, yeah, there's a scale. Not everything is the same black and white. It's good or it's bad. There are varying degrees of wrongness, of whatever. But you can't keep pretending that that's good or that's okay. Just because it's not the worst. It's the lesser of two evils, maybe, but that doesn't suddenly make it good. It's not. It's still evil. Lesser of two evils? Yeah, still evil. I mean, okay. I'm just trying to go through all the arguments I hear for people using it in my head, and it's like, you know, I hear that giving them a taste of their own medicine, but when is that really the solution? You know, I mean, don't we learn? Don't as kids we learn in movies, in cartoons and whatnot that you know when someone does something bad to you, it doesn't mean you should try to throw it back. I mean, it's not right. It's not exactly right for you to throw it back at them when you get the chance to. The action is wrong because the action is wrong, not because of who's throwing it. Just because, yeah, okay, fine, you might be the most oppressed person in the world, but you know, just because of that doesn't mean you have the right to throw it back at the people you feel have wronged you. That's like saying we should completely justify, like, high school shootings and whatever like that. It's an extreme example, yeah, I understand, and shootings are terrible, and I'm not saying that shootings are on the same par as saying die Cis Scum, but the logic is around the same. These people, a lot of the people who go to high schools and do shootings and whatnot, they feel like they've been hurt and bullied and oppressed, whatever. Maybe to not, an institutionalized oppression, but they feel alone. They feel whatever. They feel wronged, and this is them being angry at the people who've wronged them. It's an extreme example, but if people who say die Cis Scum say that, it's the same logic. Their actions are wrong, regardless of their motivation, regardless of their past circumstances. The action is still wrong. We might excuse them. We might, like with people who say die Cis Scum, especially if you've just had like a very bad transphobic whatever. I might understand. I might understand why you're so upset, and I might sympathize. I think a lot of us can sympathize with what you said. When people are hurt and people are made, to feel whatever. But just because I sympathize doesn't mean I condone what you're saying or what you're doing. Personally, okay. It's the same with anything in the social justice circles. Just because you're in the oppressed group doesn't mean that your actions of the same motivation, though to a lesser degree of harm, are correct. All right? I think I'm rambling now, but essentially what I'm saying is, don't do it. Don't stop saying die Cis Scum. The reason people want you to stop saying die Cis Scum is not because of, don't hurt cis people's feelings, but that should be, you should not want to hurt someone's feelings, period. But don't do it for them. Do it because if you want to be a good person, that's not the way to do it. If you think you're a good person, that's not being a good person. Don't do it for them. Do it for doing the right thing, essentially. Don't do it because, you were told not to. Do it because you believe that's the right thing. That's, saying, don't... I'm so rambling, but... Am I getting through to anyone? Am I making sense? Don't do a wrong action because it's wrong, not because of who it's being thrown at. Alright? It doesn't matter. Okay. I'm gonna get flack for that. It might matter more, it might matter less. But still, a wrong action is a wrong action. That's it. Violent rhetoric is still violent rhetoric. I'm made uncomfortable by this not because I don't know whatever reason, whatever. Not because I don't want cis allies to, run away. I don't, but that's not the primary reason. The primary reason this bothers me is because I don't like it. I get uncomfortable when someone says die anyone. All right? Is that really that hard to agree with? And same goes for the term sissies. CISS, to refer to cis people, to come up with a slur for a group of people. I thought we learned that this isn't cool. I thought, we had come to the conclusion that coming up with a slur for any group of people is kind of shit. Not just kind of, it's terrible shit. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get through to anyone or if anything is gonna make sense, or is this just gonna cause a whole lot of brouhaha. But I'm just saying I don't agree with this. And if you do, and we're supposed to be friends, honestly, man, or woman, whatever. Honestly, dudes, I don't know how we can be friends because this is really something I feel strongly about. If we're friends and you do the things I think you shouldn't be doing, I think we should really talk about this because I don't know how I can continue being okay with your behavior, and conversation is key or whatever. Yeah, communication is key, something like that. But yeah, Come on, guys, please, let's just quit it, alright? We all want to be good people, don't we? Don't we?